Now at 10, hundreds of Joplin Elementary students are about to move into a brand new school. We'll get a look at Dover Hill Elementary. Plus, how a change to Joplin's transportation services is impacting some residents. And a reminder of a Christmas decoration hazard. We'll hear from an expert on what you can do to prevent disaster.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin schools today let staff members get an early look at the new Dover Hill Elementary. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM Shagun Bamadeli paid a visit.
Dover Hill Elementary School is the accumulation of a $27 million project approved in 2019. Future staff members had a chance to be familiar with the new building before classes start next semester.
And so we wanted to open it up for all of our staff members in the district to come out and check it out and actually put their eyes on what they've been hearing about and walk around the building and see what it looks like.
Dover Hill is the combination of 2 aging schools, West Central Elementary and Columbia Elementary.
And we've had discussions for a while about what we're going to do with the schools because of their age and their capacity. And after the bond issue was passed, started having serious talks about building a brand new school to combine those 2 schools together. The former Columbia Elementary and West Central Elementary are combining to be one school out here, Dover Elementary.
While touring the building, Principal Ingu says everyone is excited about the new building.
Teachers are super excited. They got to come out Wednesday. We had a staff meeting out here and they got to see all their rooms and what everything looks like. They're super excited. I know the kids, we took some videos to show the kids back at the school, so they're excited to be here. We've got open house coming up in January, so everyone's really pumped up about next semester.
One special ed teacher says the building caters for students who are physically challenged.
Our classroom, we've got new safety aspects, we've got individualized bathrooms, which are really nice in a special education classroom. We need a lot of assistance in those rooms, in those areas, so it's nice to have that bit of privacy and the ability to take more than one student at a time. And just the safety aspects of our new timeout rooms and the extra space, it's really a nice overall area for us.
Bates also says the new technologies will make learning more fun.
This generation, all of our kids are probably more technologically savvy than we are. And I think that whenever we're coming to them with technology that they understand, it's going to increase their ability to learn at a better level.
Reporting in Joplin, Shagun Bamadeli, KOAM News.
Dover Hill is going to be the new school for 450 students from both West Central Elementary and Columbia Elementary. Joplin residents, some of them are hoping for a change for the transportation system after the Sunshine Trolley Services suspension. Watered Gardens residents in Joplin set goals in life, such as recovery or getting jobs. Without the trolley system, it's hard for the residents to get around and meet those goals. Outreach Director Doug Gamble says currently a lot of employers are struggling to find employees, some due to the lack of transportation.
Well, a big piece of that is transportation, and so I can see a little bit of a snowball effect happening in terms of people maybe potentially losing jobs or have the threat of losing jobs because they can't actually get to work now because of less means to transportation.
Gamble says he's confident the city will come up with a solution for that transportation problem. Springfield, Missouri is going to see a different sort of transportation change. The midfield terminal at the Springfield Branson National Airport today got a new name. It's now the Roy Blunt Terminal to honor the longtime Southwest Missouri Congressman and outgoing U.S. Senator. Blunt is retiring when his term expires next month. The airport director of aviation says Blunt was instrumental in bringing federal dollars to improve the complex over the years. As a frequent flyer, Blunt says the honor means a lot to him.
The 3 things I've said the most in the last 26 years have been I'm on the way to the airport, I'm at the airport, or I'm leaving the airport. So to have my name on an airport terminal is really an important moment for me.
An aircraft mechanic training facility is set to open at the airport in 2024. That's another improvement Blunt secured during his Senate term. Let's check in with Sam Lane for a first look at the weather.
And it looks like a pretty nice flying weather tonight with radar all clear. And as we head towards the weekend, that's going to continue for most of the weekend. We'll talk about Sunday night in a minute. Temperatures right now are going to be dropping down through the 30s into the 20s by tomorrow morning. Clear skies and a low of 22 degrees. And over the weekend, we're going to have a chilly start and then a little bit warmer on Sunday. But then we start to move into Monday with a mixture of rain and snow and then a bitter cold wave behind that. And then we're going to be talking about the possibility of a white Christmas, Dow, so you want to stay tuned for that.
All right, catching a few. The evergreen is a symbol of strength, and that's why the American Legion partnered with Peace Church Cemetery in Joplin to place evergreen wreaths along the graves of those who served our nation. The wreaths are adorned with red ribbons to help us remember to always be grateful to those who served.
We felt like it was something we could do because we don't have that many veterans here, but we've got enough that they need to be recognized. And so we thought we'd follow suit with Wreaths Across America and set wreaths on the veterans' graves right before Christmas.
Peace Church Cemetery is on the east side of Peace Church Road between Zora and Fountain Roads. Pitt State students are moving on to the next phase of their lives. The university today held its fall commencement ceremony. Total of 316 undergrads and 242 grad students were to be honored.
It's been good. It's been kind of stressful trying to balance this and work and everything. But I enjoyed getting to learn new things and kind of preparing to be out in the real world, so to speak.
You can find an archived copy of the commencement at pittstate.tv. A house fire in Harrison, Arkansas is a scary reminder about the potential dangers of Christmas decorations. Noah Tucker reports on how to keep your family safe this holiday season.
Now every year we go ahead and try to add to it. We usually raid the big box stores after Christmas and see what we can find as far as good deals.
Dennis Pellerin has one of the most well-known Christmas displays in Harrison, an estimated 30,000 lights that takes nearly 100 hours to set up.
It's, everybody helping out. Last couple of years I've had my son and wife come out here.
But an operation this big takes a lot of safety precaution.
We try as much as possible, obviously, to use outdoor extension cords. Any of the ones that have exposed connections, we go ahead and try to tape them up to keep the water out of them.
Tuesday, the Harrison Fire Department rushed to a fire call that fortunately wasn't as bad as it could have been.
During our initial investigation and interviews with the occupant, it was understood that he had probably plugged in the wrong type of heater into an outlet and a cord that wouldn't hold it.
Now wanting to remind everyone to stay safe this time of year.
Excessive use of extension cords, running extension cords under furniture, putting pressure on them. Christmas trees, the real Christmas trees versus the fake, real ones, they become very easily ignitable after a certain time because of lack of water.
And it's not just decorations. Space heaters can create a hazard also.
We're fixing to go in next week in a really cold spell, and these space heaters draw a lot of juice.
Because nobody wants to spoil Christmas.
For just brightening somebody's day, 10 minutes, it's worth it. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but I do enjoy it.
Fire officials say you should disperse electricity across breakers, and if you have to use a space heater, plug it directly into a wall. Some McDonald County, Missouri students today spread Christmas cheer through their community. Southwest City, Missouri elementary students went to downtown businesses singing Christmas carols.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
And sounding good. It was part of their last day of school for the semester. Teachers say it gives the students a chance to have some fun while connecting with the community.
And it makes it so nice. If we need something at the school, the community really turns out and helps us for that. And so it gives me an opportunity to go into these businesses and thank them and tell them how much we appreciate what they do for our kids. And they really are student-minded, and I don't think that's probably everywhere. It definitely is here in Southwest City.
The carolers today were 3rd through 8th graders. Coming up, WNBA star Brittany Griner releases her first statement on being back home. Plus, the CIA releases all documents pertaining to the JFK assassination. President Biden today signed that legislation to fund the government for an additional week as lawmakers race to finish work on a full-year spending package before they head home for the holidays and a new Congress is sworn in. Brittany Griner is now back home in Arizona with her family ahead of the holidays. Today, she broke her silence for the first time since returning to America in a prisoner exchange with Russia. Reporter Nick King is in Phoenix with details.
Brittany Griner is back in the arms of her wife Sherelle and promises to be back on the court in 2023. The WNBA star said in an Instagram post that she intends to play basketball for the Phoenix Mercury when the season starts in May.
We couldn't be happier that she's home.
Team president Vince Kozar saw his All-Star center on Friday.
It was just a big BG bear hug. I mean, she has a 7-foot wingspan. It was emotional.
Griner was arrested in February at a Moscow airport with less than a gram of cannabis oil and later sentenced to 9 years in prison. The last 10 months have been a battle at every turn, she wrote. I dug deep to keep my faith.
Freedom was taken from her, her family and friends were taken from her, but basketball was also taken from her. It is a huge part of her life. It is one of her loves. It's how she impacts the world.
Griner thanked President Biden for bringing her home and vowed to use her platform to help other detained Americans, including Paul Whelan, the Marine veteran who has been held in Russia since 2018. Every family deserves to be whole, Griner wrote. Griner was traded for notorious Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout. Russian state media showed Bout meeting with lawmakers this week. Nick King, CBS News, Phoenix.
Griner had been staying at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio for a routine evaluation. The CIA says the agency has now released all of its documents involving the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The National Archives released nearly 13,000 government documents related to JFK's assassination. Kennedy was shot and killed in Dallas back on November 22, 1963. Congress passed legislation in 1992 requiring the release of all remaining government records about the assassination. They gave the original deadline of 2017, but presidents have extended that deadline. A little bit later, two of the best high school girls basketball teams in Missouri square off. We're going to have the highlights.
And we're looking at some new data coming in on the snowstorm that we have coming towards us. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a little bit. It was a chilly day across the 4 states with temperatures in the 30s and a little bit of wind thrown in there too. It made it feel a lot colder. Right now, we're still sitting pretty clear outside with no clouds, and also the same down in Seneca, Missouri, at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Pretty nice night. A little bit on the chilly side, though, but that's typical for December. And over the last 36 hours, we've been basically staying in the upper 30s for highs and then 20s for lows, and that includes today, and we'll probably see that again tomorrow. This afternoon, we made it up to 39 after starting out at 26, which were below the normals of 47 and 28. We weren't close to that -7 back in 1989, but well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Let's take a look at the radar right now, and you can see it's all clear for the time being, but that's going to change over the latter part of the weekend in our forecast. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 30s, lower 30s, even some 20s probably showing up, like in Yates Center with 29 right now, 32 in Grove, and 31 over there in Carthage. And about 24 hours ago, we were about 3 to 4 degrees warmer than it is right now. So we're just a little bit cooler tonight than we were last night. But when you factor in the wind, it feels colder. 19 is what it feels like right now in Iola, 20 in Yates Center, 23 in Pittsburgh, 24 in Commerce. So it's pretty chilly out there. And that's because the winds are generally around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And by tomorrow morning, we'll see some winds around 20 miles per hour. And when you factor in the temperature, it's going to feel a lot colder. It's going to feel like it's in the teens tomorrow morning across our area, even maybe some single digits like Aurora with 9 degrees tomorrow. And then during the afternoon, it's not going to improve much. We're going to feel like it's in the 20s all day tomorrow, even though the thermometer will reach up into the upper 30s. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 29, west wind at 8, so it feels like 21. The dew point's down there at 17. And if we take a look at the forecast tonight, mostly fair skies, a few clouds passing by, and temperatures in the 20s with those westerly winds. Then tomorrow afternoon, like I said, temperatures will actually be in the mid to upper 30s, but it's going to feel like it's in the 20s because of these northwesterly winds blowing across our area. Then as we go into Sunday morning, we'll see lows in the 20s with northerly winds coming northeasterly by mid-morning. And then Sunday night, we'll see a warm front move through, and so we'll see temperatures on Sunday in the mid-40s around here. That's good. But then Sunday night into Monday, here comes the next storm system, and we're going to have quite a bit of mixture across the area, even some snow, bands of snow on Monday morning. And that could drop around 2 inches of snow right now is what I'm thinking, 3 inches up to the north and west, maybe also down in McDonald County. This map is going to be updated over the weekend, so you'll need to tune in for that to get an idea as exactly how that's going to pan out. Over the next 7 days, it's going to be cold, cold, especially in the extended forecast. 36 on Monday with that snow, and then colder behind that, and then the big cold arrives on Thursday with yet another storm system, Dow, and temperatures dropping near zero. Wouldn't be surprised if some places go below zero on Friday morning, and it stays cold right on through Christmas.
I know there's not a lot of difference between a degree above or a degree below zero,
Yeah.
but that line is one you don't really want to
It's
drop
psychological
below.
is what it is.
But
Yeah.
it hurts everywhere, including up here.
All righty.
Thanks, Sam. Still ahead, All-America honors for a Pitt State tight end, and the Carl Junction girls hit the floor in a top 5 matchup against Stratford. Jacob Leonard has that and more coming up.
Two of the best high school girls basketball programs in Missouri meet tonight in Carl Junction. The Bulldogs welcome in the Stratford Indians tonight in their final game of 2022. Stratford is 6-1, ranked 2nd in the state in Class 3. CJ 8-1, ranked 4th in Class 5. A fast start for the Indians. Lauren Jones steals and heads the other way. 19 for Jones in the first half, 24 in the game. Stratford's opens on an 8-0 run. CJ responds with a run of their own. Destiny Berge, nice look to Desi Williams. She lays it in. Then Berge in transition pulls up, buries the 3. Bulldogs get within 1. Stratford though gets it back to 8 going to the second. CJ down by as much as 11 in that second quarter, but here Berge pull-up jumper. She scores 33 tonight. Home team within 3 at half. Now third quarter, the game stayed tight. Chloe Burke open in the corner for 3. Carl Junction takes a 1-point lead going to the 4th. And in the 4th, check out this sequence from Desi Williams. Turns and scores in the lane. She's hustling back the other way to play defense, and check it out, just seconds later, picks off the pass, goes the other way. Williams 14 points tonight for the Bulldogs. Carl Junction pulls away from there to beat Stratford 69-55.
They've got a number of kids that can shoot it, a number of kids that can rebound it. They do a great job of boxing out, gaining position on the floor. Our kids had to really work and had to fight, and that's what we needed. That's why we scheduled Stratford. You know, that's why we scheduled that 3 tournaments is to prepare them and try to get them ready for a tough conference and hopefully a tough postseason.
Pittsburgh State tight end Devin Garrison has been named an AP All-American. The junior tight end is a second-team All-America selection. Now, this season, Garrison caught 35 passes for 614 yards, 7 touchdowns. He had the 2nd most receiving yards in the nation for a tight end. And Garrison was also a first-team All-MIAA selection for Pittsburgh State. Helped the Gorillas go 11-0 in the regular season and win the MIAA championship this fall. The Columbus High School girls wrestling team is off to a hot start this season. Right now, Columbus has 5 girls individually ranked in the state in their respective weight classes. Tonight, the Titans are at home, hosting 5 other area teams in a dual tournament. Now, here's one of their matches from this afternoon. Columbus facing Coffeyville. A big win for Coffeyville to start this thing out. At 100 pounds, Melanie Escudero gets the second round win by fall over Grace Knoll, who's currently ranked 3rd in the state. Coffeyville goes up 12-0 to begin this one. Then Columbus gets going. Addie Saporito, ranked 3rd in the state at 120 pounds. Gets a win by fall just more than a minute into her match. Then at 135, Aubrey Saporito, ranked 5th in the state. Toward the end of the first period, gets a win by pin. And Jalen Rodriguez, she's ranked 3rd in the state. Wrestling at 145 in this one. Early second period, gets the win by fall over Maggie Barnett. She goes 5-0 today. Then last match of the day, 155 pounds, Brooklyn Lima, ranked 3rd in the state, gets a win by fall early in the second period. Coffeyville made Columbus work for it today, but the Titans win this one 40-21. The Titans ended up going 4-1 in that duel on their home mat. Burlington went 5-0 to win the tournament.
We'll be right back. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Fred Feakin served in the U.S. Army during World War II. The Perry, Oklahoma native was stationed in England, Belgium, Austria, and Germany. And we're proud to salute Corporal Fred Feakin, a four-state hero. You can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. And also, we invite you to submit a hero of your own anytime. It's really simple. You go to our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. More than 50 families got a holiday surprise thanks to this guy. A Chiefs star, wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster and his foundation paid off almost $10,000 in layaways at Burlington Coat Factory. When he was growing up, Juju says there were times when he didn't get a gift or he had to share one. Fast forward to now, Juju wants to give back to families who might be struggling.
I love it so much because, just being part of the community is what it's all about. These people are diehard fans. They support us, every Sunday, every game that we play in, and it's just nice that, I have an opportunity to be a good role model to these kids and give back to the community.
This was the Juju Foundation's first event like this in Kansas City. So many star athletes give back to their communities in so many ways, and it's, I'm sure, very rewarding for them to be able to do that.
I've got a gift for you.
Yeah?
It's cold weather.
Yeah, that's an awful gift.
No.
That is cold as a stocking singer.
All right, well, let's take a look at the forecast. We are going to have a chilly weekend. Snow on Monday, especially Monday morning, and then it gets colder on Tuesday and Wednesday, but the bottom really falls out as we move into Thursday with another chance of snow, with temperatures in the single digits, maybe even below zero on Friday, with highs only in the teens for Christmas, and maybe even some flurries on Christmas Day itself. So
enough said. Too much, in fact. Final sports now.
Pitt State basketball hosts Central Missouri. On the women's side, Central Missouri is ranked 17th in the nation.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with an aerial view of those beautiful Carthage Christmas lights. Let's make it a great weekend.